I'm just gonna walk around, look for any kind of small little button or whatever.
All right, roll me perception.
I'm gonna double down on that.
You
Yeah.
don't. You guys don't see any sort of contraption that would lead that looks like a button or lever, or would lead you to suspect that it is a button or lever.
Now, should we burrow through the wall?
I want to interrupt the group and
No,
say,
no, maybe there's another way. If this thing goes in, and if that's how they got in, that means there must be another way there. Or just have to go the long way.
Can I just say, I think we officially need to establish a round order so we don't have everybody jostling
Everybody
for what they
roll
want to
initiative.
do. Like, from now on, so that it's like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Usually in the rules, you keep on doing whatever you want, and then until battle starts.
Yeah, it's a bit chaotic with 6 people though.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna put my hands up. I'm gonna go to the front door and just let these guys do their thing.
Let me.
So my initiative is not really valid because I'm not gonna be doing anything other than waiting.
Roll initiative for future though.
I have. It's 13.
All right, sweet.
Should we roll a tiebreaker check?
Roll me a tiebreaker check.
Let me just do highest dexterity modifier.
17 and. Boss, roll me an initiative again.
He can go first, he's got high stakes.
Alright, so you are up. Shadow.
All right. So I guess. So Lothric went inside. The butler is not here, is he? Not outside?
He has gone inside.
Okay. I guess I'll go inside, and once I'm going in, I'm gonna see like what other guards are also patrolling.
Alright, let me just finish one. Alright.
So perception.
No. You want to see what guards are patrolling?
Yeah. Like where are they walking around? How many there are, approximately.
You would have to like stay for a little and see their patrols.
Oh, first off, Duke Emberhearth is not here, is he?
You do not know if he is or not. As you enter, it is a large, kind of, sort of foyer, and it is the butler is standing there. He's kind of near a desk, and he is idly writing something down on a piece of paper, and he looks mildly upset, but less so than when you first arrived.
Excuse me, sir.
He
We
looks
need
up.
some help. What?
Go ahead.
We need some help outside with the investigation. There's this wine cellar that we think the thief may have gone into, but we can't seem to get it open.
I just sit down and faceplant.
He kind of huffs as he looks up at you and stops writing whatever it was. Clearly to him it was very important. He kind of looks at you up and down, and then he goes, "The wine cellar is off limits to all.
Even
But the
even people
staff-
investigating?
Yes, you must get permission from the Duke himself."
Very well. When do you know if the Duke is coming or if he's already here?
The Duke is in his study. If you wish to speak with him, you either make an appointment, or you see if he will see you himself.
So he's working right now. I don't exactly want to bother him when he's doing that. I guess I'll end my turn for now.
All Davin, you're up. So you are currently outside, and you are just puzzled by this illusion that is a wine cellar.
Uh-huh. Well, you see, just gonna kind of look at it, knock on the wall, get bored, and just walk inside.
Did you notice it?
Yeah, I did notice it. I got a 21 to see.
You kind of walk up, and as you go to bang on it, your hand just passes straight through.
I walk in.
You punched it down?
No, he just walks straight through the wall.
You do know any illusion that's pointed out to you, you will see, just for further reference.
And you can just do that? You can just walk through it?
I put my head out. Hey, this is an illusion.
So Sterling, what you saw was what originally was a flat wall. Davin just walks straight through it, and now you see this outline of a doorway, and above it it says Ember Hearth Wine Cellar, do not enter.
It says do not enter. I don't think going in is a very good
We're
idea.
investigating. This is a possible escape route from the thief.
Be that as it may, we are on the land of a sovereign duke. We really should be seeking the proper authority before we be going into places clearly marked do not enter.
We are hired by the proper authority. This is our employer.
Well,
Yeah.
then,
If there, I would like, before anything else happens, when it's my turn again, I want to go see the Duke. Just to ask.
Okay.
Why are we splitting the group?
Wait, yeah, just go ahead and do
You
your
never
turn.
split the group in monster movies.
Never split the party.
All right, so you see kind of what the owl saw, but to a better extent. It's this kind of cobblestone tunnel that with wooden stairs that leads down into what you believe, or at least what you know to be the wine cellar. You want to do anything else, or do you just want to hang out in the tunnel?
Well, let's go deeper inside. I want to actually look for. If nobody's really used this, I kind of want to see if there's any fresh tracks from like dust being moved or something.
All right. So as you walk further into the wine cellar, you can see what the owl saw. There's racks upon racks of wine, and it is top quality wine. Like, this is stuff that would sell easily for 500 gold on any market. It is very well kept. There is not much dust. Make me a investigation roll. You can see that there is a little wear and tear. The ladder that sort of leads up, the folding stairway that kind of leads up to the manor proper, is a little distressed. It's not in the best of shape. And as such, you can see that there are footprints in it. You're not sure if they are the thieves or not, but it's very evident that someone has gone down here. And it has been recent.
Did the footprints seem to suggest that they left out through the way that we just came in?
The footprints go both ways.
Well, I'm going to kind of like take out a piece of paper and draw a quick sketch of the size and shape.
Alright, so the shape is an average foot for a human. It looks almost like a regular leather boot. Something you might find on a servant or a lesser adventurer than yourself.
I look down at my
And-
leather boots.
Yeah, it almost matches yours, but yours has kind of ridges to help you travel the terrain. These are kind of just
Ah.
almost flat.
Wait, so is that a footprint or a actual shoe?
It seems to be an actual shoe print.
Oh,
It is at this time I need you to make me a perception check.
oh, hey,
Nice.
I see it.
You see everything in the world. You have one D&D. It's you didn't see it at first, but you now see it. There are thin, almost fish wire like magical beams that go across the floor. And you have crossed through a couple of beams. You're not sure what they do, but you can almost guarantee that they are bad.
Can I do an Arcana check to find out what they do?
Yes.
Nice.
That's a good roll.
Yeah.
You kind of look at them and you look at where they're originating from, and you now realize they are alarms.
It's okay, we're fine. We were hired by this guy anyways. Is my line of thought.
Alright, so you know you've tripped off a couple of these, and you know
Yeah.
they are alarms.
Hey,
So you-
we set off a couple of alarms, but I'm sure it's fine.
Alright. So you've walked back up in past the illusion. Or are you still down in the cellar?
There was somebody else with me, wasn't there?
No, I didn't go in there.
Oh,
Nobody went in.
I would get out of there if I were you.
You stuck your head out and you said, and then you went back.
oh. Well,
Sterling ain't no fool.
slowly seeing how bad of a situation this actually is, I turn into a spider. A tiny spider.
A tiny spider one.
Yeah. And then I just waltz out.
Walks out of the way you came.
Yes. Actually, no, I'm gonna go, like, if possible, like, going the way out, I'm gonna stay, like, out of the way in case anybody, like, comes down. But I want to see if I could, like, crawl through a little bit of a crack to get up into the main area.
You want to go into the manor proper.
Yeah.
You try to use your magic, you cannot.
Weird.
Some kind of anti-magic field or something.
You don't know. You're in the manor.
I'm saying this as like a player. Like, what is this? Is that what's going on?
Game.
I don't know.
Well then,
You know?
I'm just gonna calmly walk back the way I came.
So you walk back up the steps, and you walk and you slam into a wall. The illusion is no longer there.
Okay, I walk back the other way and just calmly open up the entrance to the main manor.
Oh wait, can I ask? In the manor, is everybody like going crazy up here?
Like, is it a silent alarm or is it an alarm alarm?
I'm sitting at the front gate. Is anything happening?
You've seen a couple of guards run past
Okay, I'm gonna follow them.
past the front foyer, but that's about all.
Okay, I'm gonna follow them.
Okay. They head into what looks like a kitchen, and the servants are kind of they're still preparing. They're not very they're not. You would they are kind of surprised, but at the same time, it looks like this would happen on a Friday. So the guards, there's about 4 guards there, and they have their shields and their spears ready, and they point down at what looks to be a trapdoor.
Oh, now I know for sure that's how they got in. There was no way they could have gotten through the front.
And so, Davin, you kind of there's a small crank, and you crank out the stairs, and then as you pull the trapdoor open, there are 4 guards with spears pointed at you.
Oh, Hey there, have you seen anybody with a sheep print? I take out the drawing.
I'm like, Davin, how did you get past that? How did you get past that?
Oh, you see, just walk straight through it.
Just walk through and it works.
Yeah. But, could you not point those spears at me, please? And have you seen anybody with this shoe print and possibly wearing a red cloak?
These guards are not happy.
I said, sorry, you guys. We were investigating and we had reason to believe they had infiltrated through the wine cellar.
One of the guards that was pointing the spear at Davin turns to you and says, "It clearly states no entry."
We were hired to investigate, and we were I was investigating.
Naturally, this should mean we were allowed to do anything to find the culprit.
Yeah, I thought that we had free reign of the premise. But,
Do you have the Duke's permission?
well,
I
yeah.
bring out the letter.
We were, I
Is
also
this
take out my
permission
letter.
enough?
Yeah.
You take out the letter. You take out the letter.
Yes.
He snatches it from you and he reads it and he goes, "This says about retrieving an heirloom. This says nothing about walking on his premise."
But we still gotta find out how they got in and all that.
Yeah, that
Did I notice the guys? I was just quickly. Do I notice you guys run past me, like into the keep, whatever, all the guards and stuff? Did I notice
You
that?
went into the manor, correct?
Yeah, I went to the front door at the
Yeah,
moment.
you
I
would
mean,
you would
there.
hear
Okay.
the
Then I
smashing
should be
of
there.
the
Okay,
door.
I would have
Yeah.
followed in.
You were there and you heard me talking to the butler, so I'm pretty sure you would know what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll follow
even
in.
though we're in initiative, can my guy act? Because I'm pretty sure he would act to this.
Yeah, you can.
So, I'll make my way over to this trapdoor.
Okay.
Okay.
So you see Davin, and he's just there, looking kind of happy and smug, and there are 3 spears pointed at him.
And would I have known about that? The wine cellar, the secret door.
Well, I mean, you kind of slapped your head when I mentioned it.
Yeah, you would know about the wine cellar and how no one's allowed to
I
go
told
in there.
everybody about it. The wine
Yeah,
cellar was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said not to go into the wines, or not to go into, like, you said to go into the manor. So
Yeah.
you knew about the wine cellar and how the protocol. It's protocol red, and
Yeah.
how, like, if the alarm goes off, 4 guards are supposed to be at that trapdoor pointing spears down at it.
Well, at least they're competent, unlike most guards.
So I'll
I
make my
think you
way
should calm down
over.
with the insults.
Excuse me, man. Let me through. And then, I guess I see him standing there.
Yeah, Davin's like in the middle of climbing this ladder / stair, and he is.
I'm holding up a piece of paper with the.
Yeah, he's holding up the letter.
No, I
and
wasn't holding up
he's-
the letter. I was holding up the shoe print, asking them.
Oh,
if they've seen it.
he's just holding up a piece of paper with a kindergarten like drawing of a shoe print, and he's just like he's just kind of like pointing at it, and he has this questioning look at it on his face.
Wait, who?
Alright, so I grab his hand and I just pull him up, like, out of the door area. And I look him dead in the eye and say, "Now, I'm normally a kind man, but you clearly went behind my back after I said, do not touch anything."
I didn't technically
You didn't
touch
touch
anything. Yeah, I didn't touch anything.
We were just investigating. There's a clear difference here.
Can we use our common sense for a second here, guys?
No.
And not go into places where it says don't go in? I'm very sorry for my comrades. They did not mean any harm, I say to the guards and also to Dragonborn. To
Well, we
our
did-
comrades, that is.
I wouldn't know this. I mean, I just kind of know about that drawing because I can see it, but
Yeah.
what's that drawing? I ask.
Oh, there were some footprints that were leading in and out of the area down there that possibly has some regard with the stolen item that's extremely important to the person in charge here, cough cough.
Duke.
I look at the people still pointing spears at me.
They don't care. You can throw the Duke's name around all you want. They don't seem to care.
So what's
So-
going to happen
Look
to him
at-
now? I say to the guards.
Where was the scepter last time?
They don't seem interested in talking about anything other than the here and now. The guard looks over to Vario and goes to see the Duke. He decides
Alright.
what happens. And as
Great first entrance.
as they're about to cart him away, there's kind of a servant runs in, and he's kind of like he's been running for a little, and he's kind of like huffing, and he goes, "The Duke will see you now."
I guess I'm coming with them.
And no, this he looks to Lothric. He goes, "The Duke will see you now." And then he looks and he goes, "Oh my. Somebody has broken code red."
I look to the rest of the group. I say, while we're in this manor, all of you are to not do anything unless I say so. Do not touch anything.
You guys should
Whatever you
probably
say.
have like a lock on that door down there, or an actual door that you can't just walk through.
So you know what? I'm just gonna look around the manor, just see the layout. But I'm not gonna go in. I'm not gonna break anything. I'm not gonna touch anything. I'm not gonna go anywhere I'm not allowed to.
I'm just going to ask Lothric, what are you going to talk to the Duke about before he goes?
Well, I need to ask him questions about if he knows who stole his heirloom,
Can I
Yes.
come along?
I suppose.
I did not
If he
break
will
any
allow it.
codes.
Wait, maybe I should go to tell them like how I think they got in, because now we have definite proof how they entered.
What
How they
proof
got
do we
past
have? I ask him.
Well, the footprints under the footprints in
wine
the cellar.
Yeah.
What?
A footprint in the wine cellar.
The footprints in the
that.
wine cellar, and the fact that this guy was able to get past with no problem. If he could do it, anybody can.
Wine cellar have the heirlooms in them? I hope not.
It's unlikely.
I guess he
It would be
will.
too easy if that was the case.
Let's talk to the Duke.
Should probably cover up that little secret door over there.
Maybe
You
they
should,
need an actual
you
door.
should, yeah, actual door would be nice.
The guards kind of poke Davin. One of the guards pokes Davin with a spear and goes, "Come on, we're going to see the Duke now."
Wait,
And
so
then-
am I coming with them or no?
That is up to you.
I'll come.
So, as the guards leave or lead you to the Duke's office, outside, Sterling and Jacques were kind of just left there with watching Davin disappear. You don't know that he's tripped the alarm, but something in the illusion has changed.
I'll send a message to them saying we're going to the Duke. Just if I'm noticing they're gone.
Yeah, this is happening like
At
right
the same
after
time.
the alarm. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
The
never
writing
mind.
above has changed from Ember Hearth Wine Cellar, do not enter, and it says you really shouldn't have entered. And
I
what
want to just do a little happy dance and be like, I knew it. I knew it.
what once was the outline to the door is now gone.
I knew it. I told that idiot, don't go in there. But does anybody listen to the drow? No.
Are you a drow?
I just sort of
You don't hear that.
paused.
You don't hear that.
Yeah, no,
No,
don't say that.
no, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I meant for it because like I just sort of paused and like, oh, did I say that out loud?
The only other person with you is Jacques.
Who's Jacques?
It's me.
Yes.
It's a me, Jack.
Great. I mean, like, which one are you?
He's a high
us-
wizard.
Wizard?
Yeah, the High of Wizard.
The High Elf Wizard.
Like
That's all.
500-year-old man.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, but But yeah, like I said that out loud, and I'm like, oh shoot, did I say that out loud? As if I didn't mean to, because I'm an Outlander ranger. I'm not used to being around a lot of people.
As you kind of say that, the a servant comes out and says, "Excuse me, but I must ask you to come with me. There's been a problem."
Certainly, my good man, lead me on.
And so he leads you into the manor proper. You see this big foyer. The butler's there, and he's kind of just scribbling on some paper. And he looks even angrier than when you first entered.
Wait, the Duke? The Duke looks angry?
No, the butler. He's giving me the stink eye.
Oh.
He looks like he's about to. His eyes are about to shoot lasers into this paper that he's writing.
Like Superman.
The servant leads you past the butler, who's furiously writing into this paper, and you almost at a T junction, you meet up with a group where there are 4 guards surrounding Davin, and the other 3 are walking with them.
Yeah. So I turned to Davin and said, "So, how'd that going where you're not supposed to be work out for you?"
I didn't know I wasn't really supposed to be there.
Oh yeah, it's not like there was a sign that said "Do not enter."
I thought that we were allowed to, like, check out the area.
Guys, look professional. Stop arguing.
I found
I
the
ain't
dude's
professional.
stupid. I have his size now.
The servant kind of glances at the guards and then says, "Come on, we must not keep the Duke waiting." And he ushers you guys forward towards this large door that's embroidered with almost what looks to be silver, but you're not sure if it is or not.
A silver door?
No, it's embroidered, so it has like.
It looks like it's
Later.
it looks like it's a silver door.
No, it's a wood door, but it's embroidered, so it's
Alright.
decorated.
Like
with
the
silver.
door frame is silver.
Yeah.
I see.
My
Alright.
God.
As he opens the door, you can see there's 2 guards standing on either side of this door. The servant opens the door, and there is a large wooden desk, and there is a large rotund man who looks like he has had one too many banquets, sitting behind it. And to his side is a man looking out a large window. And he is in very noble attire. And he has almost like a crown on his head, but it is very much similar to that of what a elf would wear. In like it has the magical jewel, and then it goes around his head.
Gotcha, like a little circlet.
Like Kiara?
Yeah, like a circlet.
Do I recognize this man?
The man sitting at the desk, you know to be the scribe for Duke Emberhearth. The man standing at the window looking out is Duke Emberhearth himself.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I can figure it out by looking at his clothes and comparing that to everybody else.
Yeah, passive wisdom 14, so I figure out too.
Along the walls, one of the walls is like bookshelves filled with books, and then on the other wall there's like 2 bookshelves, and in the middle there's a large painting with there's like in the middle of it there's the Emberhearth family crest, and then there's a large family painting of his what Lothric knows as his late mother, and then his himself, his sister, and his late father.
I bow in respect, just sort of like, the light from the waist, elvish style bow.
I also bow, kind of just like trying to mimic him because that's not really something I do.
I bow my head. but
The
not my tongue.
scribe that was at the desk and scribbling what must have been something the Duke was saying looks up and almost sighs in relief and says, So you were the troublemakers.
Troublemaker, I
Pointed out one
clarify.
troublemaker.
Wait. Am I the troublemaker now? I say.
Well, all of you are there.
Yeah.
He looks at you and he looks at all of you and he says, Lothric, could you explain this?
Unfortunately, no, I cannot. I was not there at the time when this. What race are you?
Human.
Human entered the wine cellar.
He very quickly gets a look of anger and he says, so you tell me you let 5 unauthorized guests on our manor? And it's at this time the Duke turns and kind of puts a hand on his shoulder and goes, no, Lothric. No. It's merely a slip. Lothric probably has a very good reason for why he left them unattended. And what is that reason?
The reason is that these are 5 unprofessionals. To touch, and they went off on their own.
I'm sorry.
He looks at the other 5 and he goes, yes, it's very apparent they are unprofessional.
Indeed.
If I may,
I look
I
up.
take pride in that.
What you're calling me unprofessional? Somebody who's been doing this for like ever since I.
You're
Ever
not
since I
acting
could walk.
professionally, I'd say.
He
I-
holds up a hand. He holds up a hand to silence you all, and he goes, I am not worried about a wine cellar. The illusion has its own regards. You merely entering is not a problem. You being fortunate to exit is a miracle. Now then, I know who you all are, and I know why you are here. You wish to investigate the manor, and most likely where I keep my heirlooms. I will tell you right now that where I keep them is in this very office. He points to one of the bookshelves, and as you see the almost half of it is cleared out of books, and on them are various like plates that are decorated, and some of them have other knickknacks, and to the side of the bookshelf is a very ornate suit of armor with a very ornate shield and a very well-crafted sword. He goes, these are the heirlooms. As you can see, he points to one of the spots that is distinctly empty, and he goes, one of them is missing. I have called you guys, you 6, to find it and reclaim it. Should this be a problem, I can make other arrangements.
I actually have a clue, if that helps.
His eyebrow kind of arches.
I was talking to the squirrels outside, and apparently somebody suspicious in a red cloak left around the same time as this happening, so...
He looks down at the squire and motions him to leave, and motions the guards to leave, and they do so. The guard that was talking to you, like, kind of hesitates before getting a last nod from the Duke, before leaving and closing the doors. All that is left in the room is the Duke and you 6. The Duke kind of motions for you guys to come closer, and he sits down where the scribe once was. You mentioned a man in a red robe.
Robo-cloak, it's, squirrels aren't really that keen on being able to distinguish clothing.
Let's
Wait.
see.
And wait, what I know about this since I grew up here?
Roll me history.
Ken Lothric as well.
Yes.
Boy.
You don't. Arvik doesn't really know much about. The
Is
Duke.
everything right?
Might be cutting out.
I'm sorry. Did
Right, so I don't know much about what.
you don't know much about the ongoings of Duke Emberheart and his enemies or his allies. You know that he is very rich and wealthy, and that is good for you. And you have, on occasion, stolen some things from him. Nothing of note that would pique his interest into finding you and or imprisoning you.
Yeah, but
Lothric-
I was asking about the red cloak thing.
yeah, you don't know.
Okay.
Lothric
Or
knows.
ask him. Yeah.
Lothric knows that he has had some trouble with people who are associated with red. Many of them don't wear red cloaks, though. It is almost distinct that the red they do wear is in a red band on their shoulder, and that is the Harklots, a rival duke.
And also, I'm not entirely sure if this is the same person, but if they left through the wine cellar somehow, I think this is their footprint, but this also might have been somebody that went down to clean.
It is in the bottom of the map.
Actually, wait, also, I want to ask all the characters. Hey, why would they wear a red cloak? Why would they wear something so distinguishable and so hard to camouflage with? So easy to spot.
But they
Are
weren't
you ask-
spotted.
I could
don't know,
think
let's
of
go
one
ask them.
reason. I could think of one reason, I say, as I put down my hood for the first time.
So as he puts down his hood, you all, except for Jacques, which found out outside that he was a drow, believed him to be an elf. As he pulled down his hood, you now see him as a drow for the first time.
And I would have no idea what a drow is. So
Everybody knows what a drow is.
Yeah, there is the drows are the things that mothers tell their children.
Yeah, the dark elves.
I didn't have
Like-
I didn't have such a thing.
They are legit things that humans that humans think that are gonna eat their babies or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the thing is, I
they're
was a
things
street
that-
urchin. I wouldn't have that.
yeah,
You don't
they're-
have-
Still
I
have
know
hearsay. It's like Bigfoot.
yeah. You have heard of them. They are. You don't know much other than that they are supposed to be very scary. The others, you know that drows are from the Undercommon.
The Underdark.
Or Underdark, sorry, Underdark. Undercommon is what they speak. From the Underdark, and that these, if provoked, drows can be one of the most fearsome foes.
And so I kind of just back away.
I sigh. Yes, I'm a drow. Curse me and what have you. But I'm not like the others of my kind. However, my point is made. A red cloak is quite a distracting feature to someone's ancestry. Not to mention, sunlight just sucks. I don't know how you deal with it.
How do you deal without sunlight?
It's called dark vision.
Dark vision.
No, like, the sun is so bright and warm and happy, the druid stares at you blankly.
Well, I guess I could say that it's nice, but I prefer overcast. But that's beside the point.
The Duke, as he sees you pull the hood back, he already knows you were a drow, and he kind of recruited you for that purpose because you were a drow.
That's like basically hiring somebody because they're black. And only because they're black.
It's literally because they're black, and that's okay in this case.
Well, he hired him,
Apply
one,
everybody.
because he has dark vision.
Superior dark vision.
And two, because he has connections to the Underdark.
Imagine if somebody was a dwarf. I would take away the dark vision part.
True. So the Duke looks at you six and kind of looks at your bickering a little, and he kind of smirks to himself and he goes, "That's enough. Now, red cloak, blue cloak, green cloak, I don't care what color it is. If they did indeed steal the fragment, my heirloom," he corrects himself after saying fragment, "I need you to find them.
We
The
need.
people who are The
Sorry.
people who are most associated with Red are the Harklocks. Though we are on neutral terms, I have no reason to believe that they would be responsible for this, though stranger things have occurred. The only others who I can think of that wear red in such fashion are those that believe that some superstition or some evil will befall this world, and if they worship it, it would grant them mercy."
Those guys are totally the villain.
Is your guards on guard at all times?
What? Say again?
Are your guards on watch at all times? Is the gate being watched at all times?
Like, in the world?
I'm asking, is the gate of the manor being watched at
Oh.
all times?
Yes, it is. 2 guards out front, with another patrolling 2 passing by every 5 minutes.
And
Maybe-
any signs of break-in in this room, or was it very clean?
None
Happening.
whatsoever.
Well, sir, we did find some evidence that they got into the wine cellar. They somehow got past the illusion barrier and didn't trip the alarm.
It is
Or was it a
possible.
footprint?
It is possible they could have gone in through the wine cellar. Though I have paid a very hefty price to have it almost near impossible for them to make it past the alarms. The only way they could make it past the alarms is if they were of either my blood or they had my, and he kind of holds up a gem that's embroidered or inserted into a necklace, and he said, "If they had this."
Did that leave your presence?
No.
No, this
It
is
has
gonna
done
sound insanely stupid. Is there any chance that you stole it?
He looks at you and he just goes, "If I had stolen it, it would be the work of a master wizard
Okay.
who has mind controlled me into taking something that I love dearly."
Wait, so are there any guard casualties?
Yeah, what all happened the night of this?
Any guard casualties? Anybody died or injured?
The only thing that was different about that night, other than the heirloom is now gone, was that the guards that were patrolling had to stop at a certain point because, as I have stated into the contract, a cry for help was heard, and as such, they investigated. It turned out to be a minor burglary, or mugging, more so, of a young maiden and a petty thief. Once that was taken care of, they reported it, and everything was as usual.
Do you know who
Then
this
what
young maiden is?
No.
What could have
She went on
happened
her
was that this was all. It could have been that could have been part of a setup.
Yeah.
Usually there would be like a way to get the guards out and then sneak somebody in to do the stealing itself. Perhaps
It's
that's what's
entirely
happening.
possible. I was asleep at the time.
Is the room here locked at night?
Yes,
So obviously it's
Just,
gonna
just,
be.
a, just a normal lock.
it is.
No magic barriers.
It has two locks. One is a magical ward, and the second is a normal lock.
Okay.
The magical ward alerts me to any openings of the door, unless it is dispelled.
What about the
What about-
windows?
I was just about to ask that. Yeah, good question.
The windows have a regular lock bolt that opens only from the inside.
And they were not broken up.
No.
There
Not
are many
broken
ways to
whatsoever.
fix a broken thing.
I'm trying to.
I'm
I
going
was trying to get how this could have happened. So what they did was they got two people out there to stage a mugging, and got the guards to leave this manor while they snuck somebody in, somebody that would have been of Duke Emberheart's blood, and then stole it to get it, and then got out before anybody knew what happened.
Now, when you say of your blood, does the person have to be related to you, or do they just have to, I don't know, because magic has some bullshit wording, do they just have to have, like, some blood of your relative?
The person must be alive and well as related to me.
Do you have any sort of family members that might want to steal this?
He points to the painting and he says, "The only members left to my family that are alive is my sister, and she, unlike myself, had a distaste for nobility.
There we
She,
go.
as I granted, left with her husband with a large sum of money provided by the family, and occasionally I will send her more. She sends me letters every now and then, and she's very happy."
Could we ask for the name of your sister? Just to make a check
No, no.
in case.
He kind of looks quizzical and he says, I don't see why that's an issue. She would never steal the heirloom."
Well, I mean,
What does
there's
the heirloom mean?
that
What does
happen,
it stand
such as the real culprits threatening her or something if she didn't help with this little heist.
What is this
He looks-
importance? We need to know this. What's the importance of the heirloom?
He kind of sighs and then looks to where the heirloom is missing and he goes, "Not many know the past of Novasummer, but 3 pieces of a staff containing great magical power were given to 3 separate dukes, and through generation and generation were passed down. It is said that if these parts were ever combined, they would release a powerful evil that would destroy everything."
I raise my
This
hand.
is This is part of 3 parts to destroy everything.
Yes. He looks over and he goes, "This is not a school. Ask."
Be that as it may, Your Majesty, you still are undeserving of much respect. I am curious. You mentioned before there were worshippers of a cult of some sign that believed in an evil that sound quite similar to this. Do you know what they're called, or perhaps where I might be able to find them? Someone with my heritage would probably be able to fit in quite easily.
He kind of thinks for a moment and he goes, "The evil itself was never mentioned, though many speculate it has to do with the undead, perhaps a lich.
Lovely.
Though it is also speculated that it could be a... what is the word again? Hmm. Ah, yes. A sleeping. What is it called? Just, he searches his memory and he goes back and he can't seem to find the right word.
Who are the other dukes with the other two pieces?
He kind of stops thinking and he goes, "Beg pardon?"
If somebody stole a piece of a staff that there's three of that has a whole lot of power, if three of them are together, it's kind of important to know where the other pieces are. And that might help find the other piece.
Ah, yes, the three pieces. The other two, yes. Harklot has one, but from last meeting they still had theirs.
When
The
was
other
that?
one. Hey. The other one is the Lord of Neverwinter. Though he has passed. He kind of thinks deeper into it and he goes, "If this is indeed a ploy to bring back great evil, you must find this heirloom as fast as you can."
So if the Lord is dead and he did have one of the pieces, who would be in possession
Doesn't
of
that
that
mean
piece
there's only
now?
one piece left that they still don't have?
No, because we don't know who has the last piece of the
Yeah, it's Harklot. Harklot has the last piece.
and the
No.
Lord, but the Lord has one, right? Well, whoever the relative that was.
The Lord, Harklot, and Emberhearth has a piece. They
And
each
the
So
have
the
one.
Lord's
Lord,
dead.
Lord's dead, right? That's what
Yeah,
I'm
the
asking.
Lord has died.
So where would that be? Do we know?
Um,
Or
Wait,
I
wait,
mean,
how
just-
did Lord die?
Emberhearth.
By what
Ember,
reason was he murdered?
are you asking Emberhearth?
yeah,
Yeah.
well, he's the only one who had the knowledge.
He nods and he goes, "It would be placed in the vault until the new Lord has risen to power."
So it's probably been stolen from that vault.
He goes,
Wait a second. So the Harglots have the last piece, and they will be in possession of this, like the third piece, if they became lords, too.
he
So
goes,
they'll have all three pieces if he became lord.
he
If he
goes,
did indeed steal it.
Oh.
Yes, we got
if,
it.
Maybe
if
we
they
can go
did,
steal from them and then.
he nods and he goes, "If they did steal it, then yes, they would have all three pieces. But if that is the case, then their piece would go to another duke. One may not hold more
Okay.
than one piece of the staff."
Well, they could just break the rules if they have all three pieces at once.
Yeah.
Yes, with all due respect, Your Majesty, I have to agree with the thief.
That's a bit racist.
He goes,
Classist.
if
He's a rogue.
if the shard of the staff was stolen from the Lord's vault, the other two dukes, myself and Harklot, would have been notified. It is checked every day. I have received no mention of it being stolen.
Have they poked it?
Who is in charge of doing so? Who would have access to the vault?
The vault is the vault. Those who check the vault are members who have been picked by myself, Harklot, and the Lord.
They would have free reins to check the vault and enter it as they see fit.
No.
Okay.
It was almost a cycle. Set days, times, and if they were not out of the vault by that time, myself, Harklot, or the Lord would go down there and pull them out ourselves.
And it is still there. When was the last information you got that it was still in the vault? The piece
Today.
today.
And it's still there? It has not been
Yes.
stolen yet?
No, it's
Yes,
still there.
it is still there.
Hmm.
Harklot has sent no word to me that his has been stolen.
Oh,
I have no reason to suspect him.
whenever you gods went to go check for that woman, could you perhaps let us talk to those gods that went to go help her?
Oh, you mean?
They would most likely be still patrolling. Either that or resting in their barracks.
Do you know the names of them?
Oddly, no, I do not. I'm not on a names basis with all my guards as I wish to be.
Oh, that's understandable.
He kind of thinks for a moment and he goes, if they really are trying to bring great evil to Neversummer, then I beg of you to please find this. Money's of no problem.
Oh, it isn't?
What
Fuse cut out.
Huh? Oh,
money's
You're
of no
right.
problem. What needs to happen is this needs to be brought back, safe and sound.
So what will be the pay? See how much we will put on the line. See, but this sounds like it might be more dangerous than first anticipated.
He kind of looks at you and he is visibly like
Ticked.
disgusted that you would ask for money.
I matched the scowl, and this is
Like-
risking my life.
He is visibly disgusted that you would ask for money.
No, I'm asking what the pay would be.
He looks at you and he goes, if you were to do this for me, not only would I owe you, but I would be willing to give all of you 1,000 gold each.
1,000 gold and a favor. Never can have too many of those.
I sigh and put my hood back up. Whatever the case, we need to get this done. My lord, you mentioned something about the great evil being related to the undead.
He nods and he goes, many have speculated that, yes.
I have two questions then. First, has there been any recent undead activity in Neversummer?
He shakes his head and he goes, no. The graveyard, as marked on the map, has been recently installed and the dead have been buried there.
Hmm. That leads me to my second question. Is the graveyard open to the public, and is the Gravekeep home, would you believe?
He is most likely home, yes. If he's not, he's most likely either in the tavern or market. The graveyard is open to the public for those that have loved ones that have passed, but it is very new. Only few graves are there. 20 at most. The old crypt was what we used.
Old crypt.
Yes.
Where is this?
He gestures towards the window, and the window points southwards, and there are large mountains that way. And he goes, deeper into the mountain ranges, there is a crypt that we used, for it was very unsanitary back then.
About how far away is it?
A day's travel.
Day's travel.
Did any royalty or any outstanding members of society lay in those graves?
Many are buried there, including my forefathers. The crypt has long been since abandoned.
Perhaps by the civilized folk, but
Not
perhaps.
many go there. Those that do, usually, just go there to pay respects to those that died. They usually don't go in.
One last question, my liege. You said that to get past the alarms, a member had to be alive and related to you. Is that correct?
Yes.
Would a suitably strong necromancer be able to, say, resurrect your father, bless his soul, and puppet him past, mimicking life.
We're able to open the door without.
He
Goes
looks
along.
visibly disturbed by what you suggested, and he goes, I'm not sure that would be an option, but it could happen, yes. If my father has been dead for quite some time, if there is any blood still left in him, it is quite some option.
That will be where I would like to start.
So wait, we're going to that crypt first then?
You don't all have to. I'm a ranger. I know my way around this. Plus, I do feel worried about Snowy and wish to check up on him.
Who's Snowy?
Snowy is my companion. He's waiting outside of the city. He would cause almost as much as a stir as I would without my hood.
What
that's
is
all I
he?
hear.
Snowy is my dire wolf.
Oh, I lived with a pack of those before.
I guess I would have heard of it at some point, like at least hear some passerbys talk about dire
Mystic
wolves
Beast, yeah.
and like outside the walls and such.
I used to live with a pack of those. They're pretty cool.
Yes, he's been with me since he was a pup. I ride him well.
The Duke looks at you guys and he goes, if you do wish to go to the crypt, be very careful. There have been rumors that there are noises, sounds that should not be heard, coming from it.
All the more reason to check it out then.
Well, this isn't a job I would normally do, but 1,000 gold pieces? That's a hard one to pass up.
Whether you choose to come with us or not, come with me or not, I do not have room for you on Snowy.
It's okay. I can make room.
Could you wait for me? Could you wait for us? Or...
He-
I would like
he-
to go.
He looks at you and he goes, what is your transport?
What is my transport, my liege?
How are you traveling?
I travel by Snowy, my dire wolf, as I said.
He nods thoughtfully and he goes, the others?
By foot.
I have
What do you
never
mean?
been outside the city walls before.
He shakes his head and he goes, then it would be by 3 days.
Then it'd take 3 days. Oh, there's 3 days back and forth. That's 6. We're not gonna have a lot of time then.
He
My
says-
lord, would
Yep.
you supply horses?
He goes, I have not many to give. The most I could do would be to supply the cart.
Cart?
I guess that'll have to do.
The horses would have to be rented.
Well, money's not an issue, correct? I say it with a
No,
little smile.
no, it is not.
Now, could you perhaps have your scribe draw a detailed image of this, piece of the rod? If I'm able to visualize something, after a night's rest tonight, I should be able to locate it within a certain distance.
He,
Oh, and
he-
one more thing. I usually don't go into a job without any
you
sort
are
of.
a robot, my friend. What'd you say?
I don't usually take these kinds of jobs, but I'll take this one for you. What I need is a map. Do you have any kind of ancient plans for the crypt? Anything we could use?
He shakes his head and he goes, it's fairly straightforward. It's a cave, and then deeper in the cave it opens into a large cavern, and inside that cavern we have chiseled out holes in the walls, and we've placed our dead there.
Do you know of any traps that you guys might have left?
He shakes his head and he shakes his head and he goes, no, it was meant for the civil folk. We have no use for traps.
Well, I mean, you could try to prevent grave robbers.
If there-
Oh, necromancer's going down there, or dead coming out, or...
I place a hand on each shoulder of them. If there are traps, they will be in place by our quarry. Let's not trouble the man any further. We're
Okay.
wasting daylight.
I don't
All right.
I don't like dealing with undead, but I'll do it this one time.
I do really want that drawing though, because that would help out a lot.
Yeah. He nods and he goes, yes. Open the doors.